Here is your review of Raw and Smackdown week commencing August the 8th. Like, subscribe, and leave a comment. You can also follow me on Instagram below. Thank you for supporting my channel. You're welcome. Starts with Bailey and her cronies basically come out saying how she's back, how she hates the crowd, how they need her. You know what Bailey does? Bailey does a shtick. And then basically when she's talking, Bianca Belair comes out talking. Obviously she's the champ, so she wants all the smoke, no pun intended. Obviously she's married to Montez Ford, but yeah. Then Alexa and Oscar come out, and then they say Bailey puts out a challenge of 3-3 at Clash of the Castle, which the champion and the rest accept. Then it turns to a big brawl, as obviously it should do. Then the first match we have is Seth versus Dawkins. Dawkins sporting the topless look. Okay, fair enough, fair play to him. It was a really good match. Obviously, Seth is the guy, multi-time champion. So Seth won in the end by using the pedigree. If you don't know, now you know that Triple H and Stephanie are now running the scene. Vince McMahon is now retired, so they're sort of running things now. So you're gonna see Triple H-esque things. So we saw the pedigree used. Then backstage, Edge tries to talk to the Mysterios because last week he speared Dominic by accident, tried to apologise to Dominic. Dominic wasn't really having it, so we'll see what happens there. Then it was Ezekiel versus KO. The match started, but nothing happened. KO basically gave Zeke a power bomb on the apron, and he was out for the count, injured. That's it for Zeke. Don't know when we're going to see him again. Then the Judgment Day, basically saying they want to finish the guys off and to beat down Edge. Priest is now calling out Edge, says he wants to face him in Toronto. I think that's next week's Raw, so we'll see what happens there. Then the match we had was Ray versus Finn Balor in a really good match, but there was a major distraction in the end of the match with Dominic comes down, well, is dragged out by Rhea Ripley, who I don't know, she may have done it, has beat down Dominic, and that sort of distracted Ray, which then led to the victory for Finn Balor. Then we had a tag team match because there's a new tag team division tournament going on because there's two vacant titles. Obviously, the titles were previously held by Sasha Banks and Naomi. Both of them have gone MIA. I don't know if they may turn up again. I'm not sure what's happening, but the tournament is now kicking off for new tag team champions. So it started off with Dana Brooke and Tamina versus Team Bailey, I'm calling them, but Io and Tamaka, I forgot her name, Dakota Kai, that's it. See, I got it in the end. Good match for the girls, but in the end, Dakota Kai, that team won, really good. Then we had the match I have been waiting for all week when it was announced last week. Ciampa versus the almighty Bobby Lashley, the former two-time WWE champion, the former guy who defended the WWE championship at WrestleMania. He's beaten guy after guy after guy. You name it, he's beaten them. He's beaten Roman Reigns, he's beaten Brock Lesnar, he's beaten Seth Rollins, he's beaten Big E, he's beaten everybody put in front of him. Really good match here. There was numerous amounts of shenanigans here. Obviously, this match was for the United States Championship. They had a United States Championship rundown, the history, the lineage of it, and it was being defended today. They seem to be pushing Bobby a lot, which he should be, is over the fans. Ciampa tried to take the pad off the turnbuckle. We tried to use weapons, low blows, dirty tactics galore with Miz, but in the end, the Hurt Lock wins and Bobby Lashley wins. That's great. Then we had Omos versus some guys. Squash match for Omos. Obviously, Omos won. Then we had Gable versus Ziggler. Really good match. Gable can obviously go. It seemed like there's a little bit of amateur wrestling in this. In the end, Ziggler won. I seem to be pushing Ziggler. This new Triple H, Stephanie era seems to be pushing Ziggler a bit, so that's good. I think Ziggler's awesome, so he should be pushed. Then in the main event, it was a hardcore match. It's AJ Styles versus The Miz in a really good match in which AJ won. So good to see AJ back on the winning streak. Now to SmackDown. SmackDown starts obviously continuing the tag team tournament for the new champions for the ladies division. It was Aaliyah and Raquel versus Shotzi and Xia Li. Really good match, but in the end, Aaliyah and Raquel won. Then Drew comes out, talks. Obviously, he wants Roman Reigns, he wants the title, and he's actually calling out Killer Cross, Karrion Cross, I should call him, because obviously he beat down Drew the other week. And then instead of him coming out, Scarlett comes out, and then Drew gets jumped by the Usos. Then the Raiders beat down Kofi Kingston. No change there. And then in the back, Drew beats down the Usos, and Sami Zayn is there. But Sami Zayn's hightails it once he sees Drew beating him down. Then we had some guys. So some guys, they were building up a match. It was like, hey, there's these two guys in the ring. They're about to face some challenge. Let's see who comes out. And it was Hit Row. So the return of Hit Row now back. I believe probably Vince McMahon didn't believe in him and got rid of him, but they're now back. Now it's a Hit Row there. Then after that was Ronda Rousey comes out saying how she got fined. She had a big bag of money, dropped it on the table. So listen, I probably got fined 5k, but I brung 10k because you're probably going to fine me again because I'm about to kick some more ass. And basically, that's the security came out and escorted her out. Ronda didn't do any damage to anyone else. Then as she was walking out, Shayna Baszler come out, and then Ronda Rousey said to Shayna Baszler, "You used to be a menace. What's happened to you?" And then Shayna Baszler turned up to sign the contract to face Liv Morgan for the title, and it turns obviously into a big brawl as it did. I think Shayna got put for a table. The Usos then go and call out Drew in the ring for a tag match. Drew comes out. It starts with a handicap match. It's basically even, and then all of a sudden Madcap Moss turns up, and then it turns into a tag team match in which Drew wins by the 1, 2, 3 Claymore. And then in the main event, Shinsuke Nakamura versus Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship. Really good match. Both can go a really, really close match, but in the end, Gunther wins. So that's your roundup in about 7 minutes for Raw and SmackDown last week. In fact, this week, commencing August 8th. So like, subscribe, leave a comment, and follow me on Instagram below. Take care.